Nithyanandam. Let's start the power manifestation. Let's sit straight. Visualize Bhagwan in third eye. And let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramashivam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Vandvatitam Gagana Sadasham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, welcome to Sri KAILASA Courtyard Manifesting Past Session. Welcome everybody. Such a beautiful space, state, powers and super consciousness and Sri KAILASA of Paramashivam created in all of us with the intense darshan, such an amazing darshan and powerful cognition on the seer, seen and seeing, and powerful initiation into really experiencing the truth. Again and again, such deep cognition, Swamiji beautifully makes us understand how we understand the reality. If, for example, we have a friend who you know very well, puts a mask and knocks at your door and frightens you, but you simply know it's your friend. Even though he is in the mask, you know very well that it is your friend. You will just say, oh, enough, come inside. But if you're not knowing that your friend is at the door and it's somebody else and he frightens you, you're startled. The whole space is, if you understand the higher reality, life is a joy. Life does not have to be something that you have to struggle and constantly be feeling the space of boredom, tiredness, disease, anything. Even death, Swamiji beautifully says, if we understand the Tyaga, if we understand the space that we are responsible of what we see is from the frequency, Swamiji beautifully explains, what we are seeing is from our level of perception. As a child, I will only understand certain things, that Tom and Jerry and toys are what I understand. But I raise the frequency, start living in the higher reality, I start understanding the better and beautiful things in nature, in people, in everything. Now, I understand there is something a lot more in the consciousness. If I live out of consciousness, rather than the human mind, I am going to be raising to the higher frequency that I create all this reality. Like how in the dream, we all sleep, but we have literally every night, Swamiji beautifully says, we prepare our death and go to sleep and reboot ourselves and get up in the morning. In the sleep, we are sleeping, but we are able to create in the dream, everything looks real. We have a friend, our family, and so many things happen in our dream, which looks so real inside the dream. When we wake up, we understand those are just the dream. It is not the way we perceive it. The dream frequency, Swamiji beautifully says, like 100 unit. When you wake up, it is like 1000 unit. But still, it's only 1000 unit. Here, when you wake up from this delusion, this dream, you go into the 10,000 unit. The possibility increases to 10,000 unit. So how you perceive this reality with your mind is only 1000 unit, which is again a delusion and illusion. You wake up from this reality, you will be able to manifest whatever you want in the beautiful space of oneness. Swamiji beautifully explains how in a dream we see people, we go with people, we do everything. It's we who created that. It is not our friend who's coming and knocking into your dream and coming inside, but you created him as your perception. Even now, the same thing in our life, we create each and every one as our version of them and experience them as our own perception of them. So beautifully, Swamiji explains about how Krishna used to be with Gopika, and Gopika understood Krishna as an ultimate consciousness, not as a boyfriend or anything, as we misunderstand, but ultimate consciousness. So Gopika used to continuously play with Krishna, and Krishna goes to the river and says, if I'm a brahmachari, you give away. And simply the river opens up and gives a way to him, because the space they are not in the human mind, in the human perception, a limited cognitions, but in the ultimate oneness space, the ultimate existential reality. How they live is an existential reality, not touched by all this, because they are very well aware of it. If you're a vegan or vegetarian, how you are not even going to take the non-vegetarian food, because it has become redundant in you, because you no longer cherish that, because you don't think that is part of you. Like that, when you're very clear, Paramashiva residing you is the ultimate reality, where all this which is going, what is happening in your life, what you're going through, is not real. If you ground yourself to the space, I am creating this reality and I am Paramashiva, Swamiji inside me makes me manifest everything. Simply, you will not be touched by anything. The real Tyaga starts happening in you. Tyaga is not sacrifice, but Tyaga is asserting your space that you are ultimate reality. So beautifully, Swamiji says how the first person, second person, third person, nothing matters. Beyond that, you are existing as Paramashiva, and that creates your reality. How beautiful the reality happens is how intense you are holding the space of Swamiji inside. Again and again, filling your heart with only Swamiji makes your life just eternal bliss and blissed out. Swamiji has given such a beautiful sutra today. Let's go to the sutra.
The Shastra Pramana for the power to alter color of eyes, hair and skin is taken from the
This is
Vijnana
from Nithyananda
Tantra,
Gurukul,
Sutra 80, Dharana
Sutra
57.
80, Dharana 57.
स्थूलरूपस्य भावस्य स्तब्धां दृष्टिं निपात्य च अचिरेण निराधारं मनः कृत्वा शिवं व्रजेत् स्थूलरूपस्य भावस्य स्तब्धां दृष्टिं निपात्य च The Shastra Pramana for the power to alter color of eyes, hair and skin is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 80, Dharana 57. स्थूलरूपस्य भावस्य स्तब्धां दृष्टिं निपात्य च अचिरेण निराधारं मनः कृत्वा शिवं व्रजेत् स्थूलरूपस्य भावस्य स्तब्धां दृष्टिं निपात्य च अचिरेण निराधारं मनः कृत्वा शिवं व्रजेत्.
Nithyanandam, so beautiful. This is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 80, Dharana 57. Having fixed the gaze without blinking on the gross object and directing the attention inward, and thus making his mind free of all thoughts, one experiences and reaches the state of Paramashiva without delay. Such a beautiful sutra, exactly what Swamiji said. More and more, the Drida Buddhi, the stability of how we are in the more and more understanding that we create the reality. Everyone, each and everyone is a Brahman. We understanding the infinite intelligence and infinite power, Swamiji says, we understand that all that is getting created is from the source, how we perceive this world, from how much we are able to understand what we are seeing is all delusion, and the reality exists from the space of oneness with Paramashiva. The oneness in the space, how Swamiji beautifully explains, whether it's a matter of just a stone or a tree or a plant or animal or a human, everything is made of the same material, the consciousness. The Paramashiva in us creates everything. Once we understand the oneness that we create the reality and not go into the reactionary assumption, simply we start manifesting the reality by what we want. It is right now also happening, but unconsciously, because again and again we reside in the space of reactionary assumption. But simply it will start happening. How Swamiji beautifully explains how he said that let Banuma give the pendant, and simply she is sending a message. When Swamiji declares, it happens immediately because he is in complete oneness, or Banuma is in complete oneness with Paramashiva space. Same way, when we understand the reality is nothing but we are all connected, how we are connected in the computer, and we are all able to see each other in the Zoom now. Same way, we are all connected in the consciousness. All we need to do is decide to assert our space of Paramashiva more than the mind which is going on. Yes, the mind is going to keep happening, but the mind is much smaller, like how as a baby we were playing with toys and mature now into the higher reality. Same way, the mind which is happening as a human is continuing, but that does not disturb me in the space of Paramashiva, Paramashanta Swarupa, and Swamiji himself manifesting every reality for us, more and more asserting ourselves into that space of oneness. The seer understands the scene is created by him, by the frequency of what amount he is enjoying the whole space inside him. That's why it says directing the attention inward. The more and more the heart is filled with Paramashiva, not with the thoughts, not with the logical reasoning or your skills or your ideas or views or knowledge or anything, but only in the space your heart is filled with Paramashiva space. Swamiji himself residing and manifesting all your reality. Whatever is happening, he is the owner and he is manifesting through you. More and more you let Swamiji possess you, completely like drain you into the oneness space of Paramashiva. More and more we understand the reality that Paramashiva has come as our Guru, as Swamiji, and who resides. And more I soak into that beautiful space of oneness. How we have a darshan, we are with a big smile in the beginning of the satsang, like that, holding that throughout the day, simply makes us understand that the reality is created by him continuously as leelas, and enjoying himself in many and living as each one of us. The more and more we enjoy the reality, we align to the higher cognition, fulfilling all our desires and much more into the highest reality of oneness and celebrating the space of Paramashiva. So that brings us to the instruction now. Today we're going to do the power of changing the color, either the hair or the nail or eye color. You can mark it or take a picture of it. And let's sit straight, visualizing Bhagwan in third eye. Continuously contemplate on the great truths that Swamiji has revealed. Such profound, such clarity, such intense, to make us understand the higher reality in us. How we continuously holding Paramashiva in the space, in our inner space, will make us manifest what we want. Because the deep core of us is really Paramashiva also in us. So we are opening that gate by again and again chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya reduces the reactionary assumption and takes us beautifully to open the space of Shanta, to connect to the Paramashiva, to start experience the higher consciousness. When any master, when we go for darshan, simply so many people forget what they wanted to say, because the state is Turiya state when you go next to Swamiji, because he lives in deep samadhi. When you fall into that space, the breathing space of Swamiji, you experience completely a different dimension of yourself. That doesn't mean this world is gone or it has disappeared, but you feel complete oneness, easiness inside you. For no reason, you don't understand what is that, but something which makes you again and again attracted to that space, because that is the core of you, which is enjoying continuously, living that Nityatva, living that beautiful space, the Swamiji space inside us, continuously will open us into the higher consciousness that we are Paramashiva. We are the dimension of Swamiji, continuously enjoying the space, state, and powers and superconsciousness of Paramashiva. The Tyaga happens when we start asserting this as our original space, as our ultimate space, as our only space. Again and again, contemplate on the great truth. Only by living we can perceive this. It is only by you going and searching on the Google, you're going to find something. If you go and stand next to the computer, you're not going to find it. If you listen to the computer, it's not going to find it. Same way, only by living again and again, realigning ourselves to the space of oneness with Paramashiva, contemplating on these great truths and doing Vakya Sadas, and consciously start chanting the Mahavakya, literally your whole being vibrating with that. The more and more we start aligning to the higher reality, it opens up to the power manifestation. The power manifestation is possible from the higher consciousness, from the conscious space of us. From the mind space of us, we are only limited things are happening. From the conscious space of us, the Paramashiva space of us, everything starts happening in a different dimension, different game, different way we can perceive things. So raising ourselves to the higher consciousness by filling ourselves with the presence of Swamiji again and again, which is the deepest core in us, realizing that creates the reality around us. The more and more we are in that space, the Paramashanta Swarupa opens up in us, the easiness opens up in us, and the reality is much more clear how things works from the conscious space. Contemplate on this again and again deeply, how we are responsible for everything that we see, and we create that and we perceive that and we enjoy that. So now let's experience that in the literal dimension. Take a picture of your eyes or your hand or your hair and sit straight with your head, neck, and back in a straight line. Continuously contemplate on Swamiji's truths, what he has given. the highest reality for us, and chant the Mahavakya in deep oneness, in deep melting space of oneness. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam.
Beautiful. You can take a picture now of the skin or the hair color, the changes that you have now seen. So beautiful how Swamiji says how the whole scene is decided from what space we are operating, how we start living the space of Paramashanta, Paramashiva, Swamiji himself as the inner space expanding to manifest the reality, like how you have manifested now. Go on sharing this to the world. It's very, very important part of the power manifestation. Every day to share in new groups, and that raises our consciousness to liberate us from this scene which we keep on thinking as real. The more and more we start understanding that this world, what is continuously happening, is only a product of what we are holding inside. Continuously, from the space of oneness, we start experiencing that ultimate truth. It is not the outer world which is managing us, but we are holding that outer world from where we start perceiving the whole thing. The more and more we understand the frequency, the space in us will start expanding only if we assert it. Go on, tell the world how beautiful the space of oneness with Paramashiva is, and how manifestation happen in this manifesting session or in the world that you exist, continuously holding Swamiji in your inner space, how the reality changes for you. Explain this to people, make them understand, cause as many people as you can with your true experience as Paramashiva. The Paramashanta Swarupa will become a reality of your life, because only when we speak into others listening, we start really entering into our listening. It's very important for us to go on enriching even the smallest experience that we have, and how many have shared that many times they have not manifested, and one day they simply see the manifestation simply dancing in front of them, and how they have enriched so many, and it's so beautiful. So many new people have got the connection of Swamiji and start manifesting these powers. So go on sharing this with the world, how manifestation happens through you. How did you manifest when you connected to the space of Paramashiva as your reality? Understanding this world exists and living the higher reality, the ultimate reality as your real space, the awakened space. The awakened space is nothing but living the Paramashiva space in the Paramashanta Swarupa, in the eastness, in spite of what is happening in this world. Whatever is seen in this world is only delusion. Again and again, Swamiji beautifully puts, you become a leader when you start understanding this is only a delusion, and do tyaga of this, because your assertion is very powerful, the will persistence is very powerful, that your reality is the space of Paramashiva, the space of Swamiji continuously inside your heart, manifesting all your reality, possessing you and manifesting as the ultimate reality, is how the Paramashanta Swarupa in you is awakened. That experience, when you share with everybody, they also open up to that reality. Every being is waiting to really understand the higher reality. Only thing we need to do is connect to everybody in different groups, in different part of the world, in different languages, and share this experience that you had. Such a joy, such a wonder that is happening in your life, the ultimate reality manifesting as existential reality, which should be grounded for it to manifest continuously. When we share, that happens. Only during the sharing and causing, our manifestation becomes our lifestyle. That is what Swamiji says. When you're enriching, you're liberated, you're pulled out of delusion, and when you're causing, you are liberated. The anugraha, just lands on you, because you know now that everything that you manifest is from the space of Paramashiva, that you are manifesting even this causing, even this reality. Such a powerful space it creates, and Swamiji is giving us such wonderful space to share with the kids every day. How he says, when the kids understand, they have to function from the space, the inner space of Paramashanta Swarupa, they'll be leaders of tomorrow. This is the education that Swamiji is giving for the kids again and again every week, sometimes in places every day, for the kids to understand the higher reality and live as a leaders instead of the victim of the society, continuously telling them they are creating the all the mess and they are into so much of mess. Instead of that, they live in the Paramashanta Swarupa, zero reactionary assumption, zero first person, just living in the space of oneness, celebrating and soaked in the nectar of oneness. Such a beautiful space you can give your kids when you register in the Nithyananda Gurukul. The we are all 10 times puja, experiencing the ultimate bliss, the one day, continuously that day in Pada Puja, in Tulabharam, and the Kundalini Dhyan, the ultimate happening in all of us. All over the India, we'll be celebrating so many temples, and all over the world, in so many temples, we will be having the Paramashiva Ratri. So make sure you're there and to experience physically in one of the places, to experience the ultimate in you. It's you who need to raise the ultimate space of oneness, continuously living that oneness space of Paramashiva in you, Swamiji's space in you, and experiencing the ultimate bliss, the eternal nectar starts flowing inside you and manifesting whatever you want as your reality. You become the leader of the world. Swamiji beautifully explains this and lives this, and the Leela shows how we can also live that beautiful space, and he's waiting for all of us to live that ultimate reality. So let's join the Paramashiva Ratri and share this also in as many groups as possible for them to experience Paramashiva has come down as Shiva, as our Guru itself, and he is available for us to raise to the Shiva's consciousness, the Paramashiva consciousness, to go on explaining and sharing with the world. Your space of Paramashiva opens up in you. The ultimate gift that we can give ourselves is go on causing others reality, which is none other, Swamiji says, is ourself. Whenever we speak into others, listening is none other than ourself manifesting as reality. So go on causing in as many people, as many groups. The more you expand the groups and number of people, the more your space of Paramashiva is getting inside you, and less of mind happens in you. The less of victim and more of bliss. Getting blissed out is the way Paramashiva lives. So let's celebrate the space of Paramashiva on Shivaratri by offering to Swamiji's lotus feet the Pada Puja that Swamiji is giving all of us. The greatest gift to offer at Swamiji's feet is the ultimate gift that you can all experience. Everywhere we go for so many things. We don't watch movie just once. We watch movies so many times. And we don't question that, oh, I watched once, I watched twice. Why they are asking me to watch so many times? We never ask. Same way, offering every time when you get any chance to Swamiji's lotus feet liberates you to the ultimate space. Again and again, getting soaked in the space of Paramashiva is something beyond. Only who offers the Pada Puja can experience that and tell that. So share the experience of Pada Puja to everybody today in the Facebook, how extreme things starts flowering in you when you offered the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, and share that with everybody as a best gift you can give yourself for this Paramashiva Ratri. Rarely nowadays we get the chance to offer at Swamiji's lotus feet. Don't miss the opportunity. It's the ultimate space that we all can experience as Paramashiva in us. Such a beautiful oneness space, and such a beautiful darshan and manifestation that Swamiji has today literally soaked us in the space of Paramashiva, living that continuously and holding that as our cognition, as our primary cognition, and with deep gratitude and oneness, requesting Swamiji to make this as our existential reality, Tyaga as our existential reality, asserting that Paramashiva is real. The space of Swamiji inside our heart is real, and he is manifesting continuously our life. Holding that space with a deep gratitude, let's hold Swamiji in our third eye and end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, each and every one of you. Such a beautiful day. And let's wait for the Tamil Satsang, where Swamiji speaks in English also and graces us and blesses us and initiates us again and again into the Paramashanta Swarupa inside us to manifest our reality. So let's wait till the evening and see you in the evening for more manifesting power session. Thank you, Nithyanandam.